Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Today I have another first shots video for you. It's a pistol video, and it is of a pistol that I do believe came out this year, early 2024. It might have been late 2023, but it is the Stoeger STR-9F Combat. Let's get into this. Now I want to get some housekeeping out of the way real quick. I did receive this firearm for free. My FFL, Murphy's Guns. Check out Murphy's Guns. There will be a link to their Instagram page down below. If you're in Tucson, go check them out. Great guys, great service, the whole 9 yards. They're who I use for all my FFL transfers, my NFA stuff, things like that. Been using them since I moved to Tucson. Great company. But they sort of made this happen with their Stoeger rep, and so I did not pay for this, although I don't have any other monetary, I don't have any affiliation, monetary relationship, anything like that with Stoeger. Also, I first became interested in the Stoeger STR-9 series of firearms because of my buddies John and Kurt over at Fully Loaded Reviews. I'm going to leave a link to their Stoeger pistol review. I think it's a really good review, and I trust those guys. They can't stop talking about the gun, so it really piqued my interest in getting a hold of one of these. So before we get into the shooting portion, just a few quick specs about this. It's 7.9 inches long overall with a 5.18 inch barrel. It does come, the combat does come threaded. There are other models of this from compact models, this of course being a full-size model with the optics cut, and it does come with optics plates. Now this is again a full-size gun with a full-size, nice full-size grip, and it comes with 3 20-round metal mags. So it's a 15-round mag with a +5 base plate on all 3 of them. So I will get into other things about this as we go through the shooting process. So let's get into that. First shots right now. So I got all 3 mags loaded up. Let's get 20 down range on some steel. It does have adjustable fiber optic sights that are already optic height, which is really nice. And messing around with this thing today, you know, just dry fire and all that, these sights, you can really see them real nice. Another thing is loading. I don't have, like, it loads nicely. It locks in nicely and chambers nicely. It doesn't have that first round harder rack, things like that. So let's go ahead and, well, they're adjusted at least well enough to hit steel. Boy, that was nice. Woo, and it just shoots and shoots and shoots and shoots. Nice. Locked back, 20 rounds down the drain. So I'm at 7 yards, gonna shoot that target right there. Another 20 rounds in these magazines. Now it does have a really nice mag well on it. This is a mag well, it is removable. And you have to remove it to put the 3 different back straps on that it comes with. It comes with a small, medium, and large back strap. It came with the medium on it. I put the large on it to fit my big old monkey hands. So, yeah, chamber's nice. Let's, I'm gonna go for a headshot. Little low left. Little low left. That one was pretty good. All right, I'm probably gonna have to adjust this sight. It's obviously not adjusted for this range. All right, let me give this a couple of clicks. Yeah, a couple of clicks down and we'll get back to it. All right, so it does have a flat head in here for the elevation, and I believe that's an Allen. No, another little tiny flat head for windage for the back. Now these are both dovetailed into the slide. The slide is super cool. It's nice and sleek, but it has these, they're not very deep serrations, but they're directionally cut. So while they're not very deep, they grab. So let's do some more accuracy. Oh, that's better. Nice. Let's go down and look at that. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that means there's 11 right here. It's still shooting a little low. I was aiming here. So I'm going to make another adjustment to the sight. This is the mess of my first shots for accuracy. But as I shoot the gun, I'm sure I'm going to get more accurate with it. So I'm not terribly unhappy with this, especially since the bulk of the rounds are in this little 2-inch area. So I'm back here at 25 yards with another 20 rounds. So far, this thing is really soft shooting. It's got a single recoil spring and a metal guide rod. I don't know if the metal guide rod helps with some of that weight, but it's also a very long slide. It's sort of an end heavy gun. So it's just super soft shooting. I mean, it shoots, oh, I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to, but it's a nice shooter. Can you see me? You can see me. All right. Nice. All right, locked back, ran all 20. Nice. All right, I'm gonna go for accuracy again. I'm here at 7 yards from that target. This does have a light rail on it. It's a 1913 rail down here. Now, I've been told, and I've read online, that these fit the appropriate sized Glock holsters. I don't have, all the holsters I have out here are light bearing holsters for Glocks, and my lights don't have the correct key in them to put the light on this. But from what I've been told and what I've read is these fit Glock holsters. I don't know if that's true, so don't quote me on it, but that is my understanding. Still just a little low. But the groups are getting better. As I said, with a little bit more time behind the gun, I'll start getting better groups. So with the exception of this flyer, don't pay attention to this. This is shooting earlier with a different gun. But that is 19 of 20 rounds right there, size of my fist. I'm getting happier with those groups. So the mags seem to be really easy to load. They drop free real nice. All the functions of the firearm seem really good. The trigger on this is pretty darn nice. It is short reset and probably a 3.5 pound to 4, maybe just 4 plus pull or break. Short reset. Has a weird springy sound to it, but it doesn't seem to affect the gun. Like, I don't feel it when I'm shooting. Now, the first pull to it, there's about a 1/4 inch, maybe 3/16 inch travel, but then it's right to the wall and break. The trigger is sort of a semi-flat face trigger. It's got a little hook on the bottom, but otherwise the rest of it's pretty darn flat. So let's see how fast I can shoot this. I'm sure I'm going to miss the target in doing this. I did adjust the rear sight again. But woo! I like that. Woo! So I'm back here at about 50 yards from the steel. I'm not sure if you can see it from here. I can't see it in my viewfinder. It's too sunny, but you're pointed in the general right direction. So 50 yards, I did adjust the sight again. Let's see. Woo! Where did I hold? All right. All right, so I missed all but 2 of those. I did hit the target, but don't ever say I edit my misses out. So the next thing I want to talk about, last thing I really want to talk about, is the grip texture. So there is a lot of grip texture in these grip panels on the back. It's got really aggressive checkering on the very back of it, with some granular texturing here on the sides. And then there are these finger pads. I don't know if you can see that. There are these finger pads. I'm calling them finger pads because they look like pads that sort of get your fingers there. It's that same granular texturing. Now, I'm going to have the same criticism about this that I do a lot of guns, is that I do wish that there was texturing up in here and up the beaver tail, because your hand is there, and anytime your hand can meet texturing for grip is going to be better. But I don't think this grip is altogether bad. I think it's very functional. I just think there could probably be a little bit more of it. So let's 20 more, shall we? This thing is fun to shoot. One of the things about the grip is that the frame protrudes out from the slide a little bit here. So while this doesn't have thumb ledges that we're used to seeing in like some Glock clones and stuff like that, I am able to kind of dig into that ledge there and really help to mitigate that recoil, and it keeps my thumb pointed forward where it should be. All right, one more accuracy test, 20 more rounds. I'm going to try to shoot in the dead space between the upper neck area and that group down at the bottom of the A. Right there. Woo! Getting better. So while there's a couple shots around this, that is the bulk of them there. So definitely, man, I mean, this thing, now that I'm getting used to shooting it, how the trigger pull is, how to really grip the gun, because it's a little bit different shape and style grip, definitely getting far more accurate with it. Next time you see this, it'll have an optic on it. What are you getting? What are you paying for with a nice slide, optic cut, fiber optic, real bright fiber optic sights, threaded barrel, 3 20-round metal mags, some decent grip texture, 3 grip panels, and a good trigger? What are you getting for all of that in this combat duty size gun? You are paying somewhere between $550 and $600 for this complete pistol, the way I have it presented here. To the YouTube censors, all I'm doing is forwarding on information. I'm not selling this gun. I'm not going to sell this gun. Nothing is for sale here. I don't sell regulated goods. This is just information for the viewer so they can make the best decision possible. So between $550 and $600, depending on where you're looking. Now, with that said, as is the case with a lot of mags like this, the mags are not cheap either. They're right around 60 bucks a piece from what I could find. So there is a lot to be invested here, but so far from my experience with the 180 rounds I think I just shot, from that 180 rounds, this thing is a shooter. It took me a bit to get used to it. It's again a different grip shape, a little bit different trigger. I'm not a full-size gun shooter, so to speak. So there was just some things that I kind of sort of had to navigate through, but in a reasonably short amount of time, I started getting really accurate with it. It's a soft shooting gun. It's really soft shooting, not a whole lot of recoil, comfortable in the hand, nice trigger. It'll take a light, again, combat duty oriented firearm. So all in all, pretty good. Thank you to Murphy's Guns here in Tucson for making this happen. Again, check out Murphy's. Their Instagram will be down below. Even if you don't live in Tucson, hit them up on Instagram, give them a follow. let them know I sent you. Awesome people, great company. Again, I use them for everything that I do. Thank you to Stoeger for agreeing to send this out to the channel for use and review. Again, there was definitely more coming. And thank you guys out there for watching, for sharing, for subscribing, and for leaving that comment down below you're about to leave. Did it work? Did that little psychological thing work? Thank you guys out there. I really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later.